everybody, it's Ken, and I'm hanging out with Brandon and Beth and Dill and everybody to talk about blogging. But before we get into it, I want to say this about blogging. And I put this title up here, Brandon. I know you've never heard me say this, but this is what I love about the internet. You work once and you benefit over and over. Think about this. And Brandon, I think when you got into the home inspection business, it was more internet related and all that now. But when Beth and I started, I mean, it was face to face. You have to go out to these offices and talk to the individual agents or the brokers or both
Hmm.
and try to get some business coming in. The internet was really not much. I mean, we still had handwritten reports, that kind of thing. So you had to really tell your story over and over and over again. And you really only had a chance to talk to the agents or the brokers. You really had no interaction with the home buyers or home sellers or, your prior clients, that kind of thing. There just wasn't a way. Unless you sent a physical newsletter. And please know we did that in the mail. We used newsletters back then, just you had to mail them. So there wasn't a chance to work once and benefit over and over. But today, when you look at the opportunity to produce a blog post, and then from that blog post, you can produce all kinds of other things, that stays on the internet forever. So it
Hmm.
better be a good blog post, right, Dale?
That's
Because ugly blog posts will still hang around too.
yeah.
So,
Mhm.
so this is an opportunity for us that for as home inspectors to really, really get some tremendous benefit from the strategy. Now, Brandon, have you got any good home inspection stories that you tell?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I got a bunch too, and and the list goes on, of home inspectors. I mean, we're the best friends at cocktail parties. You know why? Because what happens? We have the most interesting stories. I mean, if you were an accountant, no, God bless accountants. I'm not mad at them. I love our accountant. But the fact of the matter is, how much interesting stuff would you have to talk about in a blog post? Well, today we've got a new tax break for home inspectors, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, snooze away. Over here just laid out, okay, that's good. But home inspectors, we got a ton to talk about. So I think working once by producing a blog post and all the related content that we're talking about, and then benefiting from that work over and over again over the years is fabulous. It's an easy way to establish credibility long term. So that's why I put it's an exceptional long-term lead gen strategy because really, if it doesn't generate leads, we're not interested in it, right? I
Hmm.
mean, because we could write blog posts and like we did in the past. How many times, Brandon, in the past did you write a blog post about something you thought your clients or prospects might be interested in?
I used to, when I first started, and I told this story last week on our call about my website. My instincts were there. I knew I had to write some content to move up in the rankings and whatnot. And so I did some of that, but it just never really developed into a long-term strategy
Yeah.
that I think really benefited.
Well, when we looked at in the past years ago to do this, I'd say, well, I bet customers or prospects will be interested in this. And then crickets. I mean, they weren't interested in it. How did I know what they were interested in? I know what I was interested in. I know what I thought would be interesting to them, but guess what? That didn't work. Okay, so today we can tell exactly what they're interested in because they say it on the internet.
Mhm.
So it's a fabulous strategy, and we can write content that resonates with the people we're trying to get business from. So we're really trying to get qualified leads with blogging. That's really what this is all about. Because if it's not a lead generation strategy, why are we talking about it?